Stories fascinate many of us. They open our imagination and for a brief moment take us away from the stresses of everyday life. Some of these stories cause us to carry out research, and what's interesting is in some cases some of these are based on real events. This allows us to connect to the story more, as it stops being fiction and moves into the realm of reality. For years stories have been told to us that include mythical creatures, and although there's some that say these don't exist, there's others that believe otherwise, saying that the stories that have been passed down are actually rooted in reality. Over the years many have come forward with their encounters, detailing impossible to explain creatures that are said to only exist in fiction. However, these individuals stick by what they saw, saying that we share our planet with mysterious creatures. Some of the most interesting stories are those that involve the ocean, and this is because the ocean is so vast, and every year researchers and scientists discover thousands of new species, showcasing just how little we know about our planet's oceans. One of the most interesting creatures that humans have allegedly witnessed is that of aquatic humanoids, also commonly known as mermaids. One of the issues with the majority of these cases is that it's tough to back them up, but enough people have detailed their encounters that cryptid researchers consider them very much real. One interesting story was told by a user on Reddit. However, the story has since been deleted by the original user. One person got in touch though and told me about the encounter. They said the story goes that a woman was talking to her father about the mysteries of the oceans, and they got into the topic of cryptids. Her father worked for the US Navy and started to open up about some of the mysterious things they'd witnessed. The father went into detail about how the ocean is very eerie, and that while out in the middle of it he would hear and see strange things. One of the things he said was that he would often hear whistles and voices, something that to this day he couldn't explain. The daughter then said her father travelled to the Philippines, and it was here that he was told about some of the local legends. It said he got talking with one of the local women, and she went on to tell him a story of the time she encountered a mysterious aquatic humanoid. She described the creature as being 7 feet in length, possessing 2 large black eyes, large webbed hands that had claws, a humanoid-like body and a face that she described as looking like a demon. The encounter happened while she was on a boat. As she was coming home she heard a loud knock and knew she'd hit something. She said that sometimes this happens, and in most cases it's either litter that's made its way into the ocean, or trees and other debris. But as she leant over she saw 2 large black eyes staring back. She said she let out a loud scream and quickly left, not wanting to stay in the area with the unknown creature. The father was fascinated with the story and couldn't understand what this woman witnessed. He then decided to do a little digging and see if anyone could shed some light on the mysterious creature. When he then asked around about these mysterious creatures, he didn't get the response he expected. Instead of being laughed at or mocked, he was actually firmly shut down, being told not to ask those sorts of questions. This only caused him to become more interested in the topic and go on to do his own investigations. Although he never pursued it while at work, he said he spent countless hours doing research on the topic, and that these stories of aquatic humanoids may be real. When the daughter asked whether he thinks the Navy are aware of these animals, he paused and said he thinks they might be, going on to say that there's many divisions within the Navy, and they investigate things such as unidentified objects, and also strange things seen in and around the oceans. Scientists have said there's no such thing as mermaids, and that no solid evidence has been discovered that points to their existence. Regardless, stories continue to be told about these mysterious humanoid creatures, with some even saying that they've seen the creatures themselves. Believers point to the fact that the majority of our oceans have not been explored, and until every part of it has been mapped out, we can't say for sure that these elusive creatures don't exist. One place that's faced a problem with these alleged creatures is that of Zimbabwe. The mermaids of Zimbabwe have been a recurring problem for those living near large waterways in the country, as the creatures have reportedly been at the centre of a variety of random attacks. Back in 2012, while working on dams, a Zimbabwe construction company claimed that nearly every employee had left the construction site in fear for their lives, after having been attacked by a strange humanoid river monster known as the Mamba Muntu. It was believed that the Mamba Muntu used the rivers as natural outlets to the ocean, and that they had become angered by the construction. Debates were made on whether or not construction should continue, before a full report on the environmental impact was made. It turned out that under pressure of contracts and health standards, construction continued regardless. This forced the local council to hire entirely new workers from out of the country to work on the dam, as the locals refused to continue working on the construction of the project due to their superstitions. Oddly enough, after several weeks, these other workers resigned after claiming to have been attacked by humanoid sea creatures, and regarded the entire river as being cursed. Not everyone is convinced though, with skeptics saying these make for good stories, but there's no proof of them, saying that if there was a large enough population of these underwater humanoids, how come no remains have ever washed up on beaches, and how come there's no high quality photographs of them? Believers though have said the oceans break down their tissues, leaving nothing to be washed up. As mentioned though, scientists and researchers have said there's no solid evidence to back up these claims, and the most likely explanation is that people are seeing everyday wildlife. One theory that's put forward is people are seeing creatures like manatees, or even other humans. Under certain conditions, animals like manatees can take on a different look, especially if it's dark and the visibility isn't great. There's still those that believe these stories, and go back to the point that much of our ocean is still unexplored. So until we've explored every region, they say we can't completely rule out that these creatures don't exist. So what do you guys make of these stories that have been told in various places around our planet? Do you think they're real, or are they just people misidentifying everyday wildlife? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.